Hello. I know this is super duper late. We're literally I'm literally recording 2 hours before the game. I know I should be doing this on a Wednesday, but shit happens. It's game day. Go Birds. But anyway, so welcome back to another episode. We're gonna recap last week, and then we'll go make our predictions for next week. So last week the Bengals almost beat the Ravens 35. The Ravens came out on top 35-34. Bengals, I believe, went for two and they missed, and can't blame them because their defense is fucking garbage. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have been kicking ass, and they definitely kicked ass this game. I think Burrow had like what 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 3 of them. He also had like 100 some odd yards, and they wasted that performance by losing to the Ravens once again. So they are in quite a pickle. They are still probably in the race for at least the 7th seed, but they have a tough stretch of games ahead. And honestly, I don't. Their season might be done. They're definitely done if they lose next week. I think they play the Chargers next week, but yeah, they're definitely done if they lose next week. And now this game, the last morning game, last game over in Europe in Germany, the Panthers surprised everybody by upsetting the New York Football Giants 20-17. Bryce Young actually looks like a competent quarterback now, which is actually a good thing. The NFL is better with more competent, better quarterback play. So I'm happy for Bryce Young that he looks better. I'm happy that Dave Canales. It was a good thing that Canales benched him and let him learn from the sidelines a little bit. Meanwhile, the Giants are just a big old mess, and I cannot wait to see the whole deconstruction of that organization. I'm telling you, my prediction right now is that they're going to cut Daniel Jones. They're going to fire Brian Dayball. They're going to Mariners going to fire the GM and fire the GM. Those are the 3 biggest things that are going to happen. They got to rebuild from the bottom, from the top down. Whole new GM, whole new coach, and possibly right now, I think they have the number 2 overall pick. Yeah, I believe because I was watching the was it the nightcap show, Shan Sharp's show, and as of right now, they have the number 2 overall pick. So they would be picking Shador Sanders, which would be I don't think the Giants ever drafted a black quarterback, which would be insane if they ever did. But anyway, that's not we're not worried about the draft time. We're not worried about the NFL draft. Next game, Bears look like absolute dog shit, losing to the incompetent offensively Patriots 19-3. I mean, I say incompetently, but Drake May is somebody who's getting better every single week. Same with Bo Nix, and obviously Jane Diaz obviously he's out of this world. He's the best quarterback in this draft class as of right now, and Michael Penix is on the bench. He's learning behind Kirk Cousins, so when he comes in, he's probably going to be great as well. But it's all about Caleb Williams. They basically now he's got an offensive coordinator fired. Shane Waldron is no longer coaching for the Bears. I forget the new offensive coordinator, but I know he was in Carolina last year. So maybe it turns around, maybe it doesn't. Like I said, he was at the Panthers last year. Panthers were not a very good offense last year. They just weren't a good team overall last year. um, sorry, I'm sick. Might be sick, dealing with a sore throat, but I'm gonna try to blast through the rest of these games. 30-20 Bills over the Colts. Um, Bills look like the Bills. Josh Allen did his thing. He didn't really play that good of a game, but he did well enough to win them the game. Defense definitely stepped up big time for them, and yeah, Colts don't look good with Joe Flacco in there, and now because of that, they're back with Anthony Richardson next. In the next game. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. So yeah, the Colts are done. They're not going to make the playoffs, and Bills still have a stranglehold in the AFC East. Vikings barely beat the Jaguars 12-7 in a god awful performance by Sam Darnold, which is something we didn't see. Nobody saw coming. Throwing 3 interceptions in the end zone, or at least I know 2 of them were definitely in the end zone. I don't remember where the third one was, but yeah, Sam Darnold did not have a good game at all, and the Jaguars can capitalize on any of those turnovers. They may capitalize on one, but like I said, I don't remember the game very well. They had the first. The Jags are not good. I don't see Doug Peterson saving his job. He's done. He's cooked. Jags are looking for a new coach, and the Vikings barely squeezed by. Chiefs, they're 9-0. They fucking did it again. They always find ways to win, and it's driving me insane, dog. Like, it's actually wild how many different ways that an NFL team can win. The Chiefs have done it so many different ways. Now they blocked a field goal, which is something you don't see often in the NFL. You only see that maybe, I would say maybe about a dozen times a year, if that. Probably less than a dozen, but you get the point. It's not an easy thing to do. And it's crazy. And I know it's talked about Bo Nix a little bit before when Caleb Williams struggling, but Bo Nix he's looking like a competent quarterback. He's getting better and better every week. And Denver had that game. They had that game in the back. They had it won. Fucking blocked field goal, dog. That's insane. I'd be so pissed off if I was Sean Payne right now, dog. I would be furious. I'd be fuming. Like, why the fuck did that field goal get blocked? But Chiefs magic. It's the Chiefs black magic. It's gonna happen. They're gonna win the Super Bowl again. Like, if I were a betting man, I would put my money on the Chiefs to three-peat at the beginning of the year. Saints surprisingly beat the Falcons 2017 after finding their head coach. Offense actually looks really good. Falcons, I thought they were going to come in and I thought they were going to dominate, but it looks like the Saints actually decided to tackle. They knew how to tackle this time, and well, not completely, but because Bijan Robinson ran all over them. But yeah, I mean, I guess the Falcons were due to lose in at least one game in the division, and this was the game. And not too concerned about Atlanta. They'll bounce back because I don't see at this point I don't see the Bucks coming back to catch up with them in the division. And speaking of, they barely lose to the San Francisco 49ers in a very good game, 23-20, where their Niners kicker misses 3 field goals but makes the game-winning field goal at the end of the game just enough. And the defense didn't play particularly well, but Brock Purdy played well enough to. He basically had to play perfect, and he did. So good for the Niners. This is probably going to be the start of a win streak for them, and they're going to be a dangerous team. They still have a chance to win. I think they still have a chance to win the NFC West. Yeah, and I'll talk about the division winners later because I want to go over the playoff picture again. And now this great game. Steelers barely edge out the Commanders, 28-27. Pittsburgh has a great defense, and yet the Commanders were still able to do almost whatever they want. And sorry. What the Steelers tried to do, they tried to do a fake punt, and that didn't work out. That was a stupid decision. It doesn't matter how early in the game it is; it's still a dumb decision to do that. And that was really their only mistake. But Russell Wilson is proving a lot of people he still has the arm and still has probably the best deep ball in the league. I hate this story. Sorry. Like I said, yeah, Russell Wilson still has the best deep ball in the league, or one of the best deep balls in the league. That touchdown to Mike Williams is absolutely beautiful. If you want to watch film on how to throw the deep ball, let's look at Russell Wilson. He throws it damn near perfect every single time. It's actually insane how great he is. Yeah, Commanders. They didn't lose. The only reason they really lost is because Russell Wilson drew them off sides at the end of the game, and though I mean, they're not going to bounce back tonight, obviously. But they will bounce back eventually, just not tonight not against my Eagles. Chargers beat the Titans 27-17. Not really much to say about this. Sorry, that's my roommate coughing. He's just getting sick as well. I think that asshole also got me sick. I don't feel it as bad, but he had a terrible flu or something flu-like. But anyway, not important. Where is it? Chargers over the Titans. Not enough to say. Titans suck this year, and Chargers are definitely a very well improved team. Something about Jim Harbaugh. That's all I can say. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's just something about Jim. Anyway, Cardinals whooped the Jets' ass, which is absolutely hilarious. Pause it. Sorry, that's distracting me. The Cardinals whooped the Jets' ass 31-6. Murray ran all over the field on him. He threw a touchdown to Harrison Jr. And, but again, not much else to say. Jets are the most disappointing team. Everyone thought they could be so much better than they are now, but it's clearly what happens. You fire Salah, who now we realize wasn't the main issue. It's the offensive coordinator. It's the offense. It's basically catering to Aaron Rodgers' wants and needs, and that's just clearly it's not how you're supposed to run an organization. But it's what they get for bringing him in. I mean, you kind of had to bend your will to Aaron Rodgers because because you brought him in, and that's just how the league is. You bring in a quarterback, you basically have to cater to him. And now for the ass whooping. He is now for the ass whooping once again. The Eagles, my birds, over the fucking Cowboys. Loved watching every minute of this game. Even when we were struggling in the beginning, Jalen Hurts. Even though in the beginning we struggled a little bit, we eventually found our footing. Saquon had a solid game, not hit the greatest game, but he still had a solid enough game. AJ Brown still had five catches for 100 some odd yards. Devontae had a few catches, and just Jalen Hurts did his thing. I'm not even mad about that interception he threw in the end zone because that was just such a great play by Trayvon Diggs. That's the only props I'll give him. That was just a great athletic interception because Goddard was open, and then not really out of nowhere, but it looked like Trayvon was beat, and all of a sudden he just makes that leaps and he just takes the ball away. So that's the only props we give the Dallas Cowboys in that game. That's their only great play because we learned the truth that Cooper Rush is fucking garbage. Trey Lance is fucking garbage. Mike McCarthy is gonna he's not coming back. He's gonna get fired. Their defense is fucking garbage, and I just love it. I love seeing the downfall of the Dallas Cowboys. It makes me happy. It makes me visibly happy. You can see me smiling. You can see my pearly whites when I talk about the downfall of the Dallas Cowboys. It makes me so happy. It makes me giddy. I'm like a child on Christmas when I talk about that. And now last two games, Detroit somehow defeating the Houston Texans 26-23, giving the Houston the third straight loss. Texans O-line is garbage. CJ Stroud's not playing that great. They should have won this game, logically, because Jared Goff threw 5 picks. I think this is like the only time he really threw 5 picks. I know he played bad against the Bears one year. I just don't remember how many picks he threw, but he didn't play that well against the Bears one year. I don't remember what year, but yeah, I don't know what to say. Just the Lions are that team. They're still the favorites in the NFC, and I don't blame them. I'm not going to sit here and say the Lions are not the favorite because they clearly are. Still the favorites to win the conference, even though I like my birds. The Eagles are still number 2 behind them. And now, last but not least, the Dolphins beat the Rams by score 23-15. Watched a little bit of this game. That first drive was greatly done by Miami, and clearly there's a difference between when Tua was in a game and when Tua was not in the game. He just needs to stay healthy. That's like literally the key for the Dolphins, and that's Tua's health. And he needs to do whatever he can to not get hit in the head again, which is seemingly a very impossible task for him because that one interception he threw, he tried to tackle the guy. The guy kneed him on the side of the head. Like, what are we doing here, Tua? You gotta fucking just. If an interception is thrown, just don't even bother trying to tackle the guy. Just walk off the field. That's all you gotta do. That's my advice for Tua. If you do a bad play, if you fumble the ball, if you throw an interception, just stay away from the play. Stay away from the ball. And now for tonight's games. Tonight's game and the rest of Week 11. Commanders at Eagles starting in about an hour or so. I'm going with my birds at home, obviously. As you can see, I'm repping the gear. Go Birds. And my prediction for the game is that either Quinyon Mitchell or Cooper DeJean will finally get their first interception. Their first career interception against Jane Daniels. That's my big prediction. Packers at the Bears. Packers gonna whoop that ass because the Bears suck right now. Jags at Lions. Lions gonna whoop that ass. Raiders at Dolphins. This is a struggle fest of a game, but I'm gonna go with the Dolphins over the Raiders because they look somewhat methodical on Monday night. Rams at the Patriots. I'm going with the Rams on the road. Browns at Saints. Another struggle fest of a game. Going with the Saints over the Saints. I think they win their second year in a row. And now here's the fun game. Pittsburgh. excuse me, Baltimore and Pittsburgh. In my opinion, this is the best rivalry in the NFL. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. All their games are just bloodbaths. Either they're mostly low scoring, but they're always physical. They're always bloodbaths. They always and one team always they just beat the shit out of each other, and that's what I love. God, both these teams are playing really well. I don't know who to pick. This is actually a really tough decision. I mean, the biggest weakness of this game is the Ravens' pass defense, and if I think the Steelers are going to win because of Russell Wilson's passing. And I think it's going to be close. I think the Steelers are going to barely beat the Ravens at home. Going to give the home field advantage to the Steelers. Vikings at Titans. Vikings going to whoop that ass. Colts at the Jets. That actually looks like a pretty solid game to between two mediocre teams or less than mediocre. I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Jets at home. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I'm not really just a gut feeling. Nothing too crazy about it. Falcons at Broncos. I want to say Atlanta bounces back, but at the same time, Denver they're looking really good and they play well at home. So I'm going with Denver at home. Seattle at San Francisco. San Francisco's had Seattle's number for like the past like 4 years. Definitely I don't remember the last time the Seahawks beat the Niners. I think it was like 2021. But yeah, I'm going with San Francisco definitely at home. Chiefs at the Bills. Somehow the Bills are favored in this game, but I'm going with the Chiefs on the road. They're going to find another crazy ass way to win. I just know it. Bengals at Chargers. Like I said, if the Bengals lose, I think their season's done. But I'm going with the Chargers at home because they're just that much better. I expect them to still make the playoffs. And last but not least, the Texans at the Cowboys. This is the perfect game for the Texans to finally get another win and bounce back, get themselves another win in the column. Now, before where is it? Not player stats. Playoff picture. Let's check the playoff pictures again, just because, real quick before we leave. No one clinches, but obviously you can see Chiefs and Lions are the top two teams in each conference. Bills and Eagles and the number 2 seed. Steelers Falcons at 3. Texans and Cardinals at 4. Ravens Vikings 5. Chargers Commanders at 6. Broncos and Packers are at 7 as of right now. The Colts are just out. The AFC, I think the only three, like the top 3 teams outside the bubble are obviously Colts, Bengals, and Dolphins. I think these are the only 3 teams that can have a chance to get that 7th seed. But it all depends on how well the Broncos play at the end of the year. And when it comes to the NFC, I think all of these teams currently will make the playoffs except for the NFC West team. Cardinals, I think that division is going to be the most entertaining to watch. As of right, obviously, there's right now the Cardinals are in the lead, but San Francisco and LA can both make good comebacks. So, and Seattle somehow still in it because of the Rams losing. So, honestly, any one of these 4 teams can win the division. So it's going to be the most fun division to watch. And like the rest, I think the Falcons win the South. Lions obviously win the North. The NFC East is going to be between the Eagles and Commanders. Obviously, me being biased, I'm going with my Eagles winning the East. Both Vikings and Commanders are both going to make the playoffs. Packers I think they're still going to make the playoffs. And I don't see any other team getting the 7th seed, taken away from the Packers, unless they collapse once again. So that's it for this week's episode. I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace out.